What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Too Pop to Handle. And not just any episode of Too Pop to Handle, this is the first episode of 2024, which sounds so crazy to say out loud. I feel like it was just 2019 yesterday, but in fact, it was 5 years ago. And when you think about the fact that 2019 was 5 years ago, like kids born in 2019 are starting kindergarten this year. Like, what? No, that's insane. We all say like pandemic time obviously like felt fake, but I truly am like, there's no way that we are 5 years from like the last year before COVID. That means next year is 5 years since the pandemic. That time is fake. That is insane. Being 2024, it also means that this is the last year of my 20s. I turned 29 in April. Next year I turn 30, and I'm excited for my 30s. I will say. I know I have a year and some change beforehand, so I'm obviously enjoying my last year of my 20s, but the whole idea of like, oh, your 30s start and you're old, your life is no, no, no. We're not doing that here, so let's not get that narrative started now. I'm so excited for my 30s and I can't wait to just like thrive. I feel like it's like a new thing of everyone being like, no, 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 like your 20s is when you figure your life out, and your 30s is when you're just like thriving, doing your thing, having fun. You like figured out what you want to do for the most part in your career. You're making a little more money, hopefully. Like you're able to just like enjoy life. And I can't wait. I'm not gonna rush my last year of my 20s. I will say I'm gonna hang on to what I got. But it is approaching, and that's crazy to think about. Like I turn 30 next year. That's wild. That's insane. Let's not think about it too much. Again, I hope you guys had a fabulous New Year. Hope you guys had fun celebrating. We'll get into a full Vegas and New Year's Eve recap on my end in a few because there was a lot to chat about, all good things, but it was a fabulous holiday. As you guys know, it's my favorite holiday, favorite day of the year, so definitely did not go uncelebrated. But before that, I just want to send some love to everyone because I know that January 2nd and like this week is always like doomsday in the corporate world. I feel like getting back into the swing of things after the holiday, even if you don't have a holiday break, it's just always like that looming feeling of like, all right, let's get back to work. Because like we're kicking off the new year. We have all this time before our first holiday weekend. So it's just like, it's a lot. And I feel for you. I don't get a holiday break at my job, but I've been in a job where I have. And I feel like it's a double-edged sword, like getting those 10 days, whatever it is, off between Christmas and New Year's is fabulous to just like rest, unplug, relax. But then I feel like getting back into work on January 2nd, 3rd, whatever day it is absolute torture. And I don't know if it's better to just like pretend like you're working between the 25th and the 1st and like just like skate by like I did, or if it's better to have the days off, go back in and just like hit the ground running. I don't know. It's a little, you gotta like, it's like a give and a get from a little bit of both sides. So hope we're all doing all right. Hope we're all making it through. We are halfway through the week. I feel like I say it every episode, but it's a good little marker for me. I'm like, all right, my upload day means I'm halfway through the work week, which means you're halfway through the work week if you're listening to this today that it's released, or if you're listening to it a day or two late, it might already be Friday. So who knows? Regardless, we're doing it, we're getting through, and yeah, I hope your year is off to a fabulous start. With that, I will say next week's episode is going to be one day delayed, so it'll be out on Thursday instead of Wednesday, but it is not it's for good reason. On Monday night, I'm going to see Dan Levy at the 92Y, which is a theater in New York. He's doing a screening of his new movie, Good Grief, which I'm so excited to see. I'm a huge Dan Levy fan. He's one of my like heroes who I kind of look up to. I just love his writing style. I love his work ethic. I love everything he does. Just Creek is probably like my top three favorite shows of all time. So super stoked for that. It's like a conversation and a viewing. So we'll recap that next week. And then you might be being like, well, you record on Tuesdays. Why the fuck does that matter? Tuesday night, I got Thomas and I tickets to go see Jessica Kirson, who's a hilarious comedian. We're going to see her at the New York Comedy Club, and that's Tuesday night. So I can't record on Monday because I'm going to see Dan. Can't record on Tuesday because I'm going to be at the comedy show. So I'm going to record on Wednesday, and I'll give you guys a full recap of those events. But I'm so stoked. We are huge fans of Jessica Kirson. If you haven't seen her on TikTok, please go look her up. I promise you, you will literally piss your pants. She is hysterical. You honestly probably have seen her on your For You page. She's really blown up in the last year, and I can't wait. We're so excited. This is one of my Christmas gifts to Thomas, so very, very excited for that. But again, yes, we will be uploading next Thursday instead of Wednesday, so don't hate me. I promise it'll come, but good things come to those who wait. And like I said, we have a full Vegas trip recap. And to my surprise, I actually have a lot to talk about. I was worried that this week there would be not too much because, again, the holiday weeks usually not too much happens pop culture wise, but we got some things to talk about. So I am very excited. But before we hop into our pop culture things, I'm going to talk about my second favorite thing to pop culture, myself. So, as I said last week, Thomas and I headed to the West Coast for New Year's Eve. We went to Vegas Friday through Monday. So, what was that, the 30th or the 29th through the 1st? What a fabulous weekend. Oh my God. We went to go see Kelly Clarkson at her Vegas residency, which we actually won tickets from her show, which was really, really cool to be able to go. We got flights and tickets from her. So it was like part of the trip was basically free, which was obviously just like a win. We gambled, we ate, we partied, we drank, we saw drag shows, we saw Kelly. Like we just had the best time. So we got there on Friday night. We got landed 5 p.m. West Coast time, so 8 o'clock New York. So we weren't that tired, but after traveling, you're just like, oh my God, I'm shot. We needed to eat. So we like got to the hotel, dropped our bags, we went and got some food. We walked along this strip. I've been to Vegas before, Thomas hadn't, so I wanted to kind of show him their strip. And we stayed at the Flamingo Hotel. So if you're familiar with Flamingo, I don't know the name of the street, but there's like that strip between the Link Hotel and Flamingo where they have like In and Out, they have the High Roller, they have like those restaurants and stuff. So I wanted to show him that little strip, show him the actual strip, and we ended up going to see the Bellagio water fountain show, which was obviously just like an iconic staple thing in Vegas. And I was like, let's get this out of the way night one. That way we make sure we see it. We're like not partying tonight. Let's go do the like touristy Vegas things, and then we can really kick the party off tomorrow. So we did that. We got some drinks, just like hung out really low key. We went to bed relatively early Friday night, and then Saturday morning we woke up and we had no hot water in our hotel. So that was fun. We had to figure that out, but you know what? You can't rain on my parade. So we headed over to the Cosmopolitan Hotel because we were both dying to try Egg Slut, which is a fancy egg sandwich restaurant essentially. Kayla and Shay, if you're listening to this, hello. I feel like I need to give you a shout out because we've bonded over our egg slut appreciation, and you guys they were the first people I texted when I found out that there was an egg slut in Vegas. I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait. And the only people who I knew would understand it were you two. So hi guys. It was worth the wait. It was like a 20-30 minute wait. So I will say if you're going, prepare for a little bit of a wait, but the wait is not as long as you expect. The line wrapped around the hallway. We waited anyway, and we had our food within 20-30 minutes. So really not bad. And it was so delicious. I have been dreaming about that egg sandwich literally since I had it. I wish I could have it every single day of my life, but I understand that if I had it every day, it wouldn't be as special. So it'll just be a West Coast thing. But if you're ever in an area where they have an egg slut, please, I don't care how long you have to wait, how long you have to travel, it's worth it. It was 10 out of 10 delicious. So we did that. We went back to our hotel, finally got to shower, and then we decided let's do what Vegas does best and gamble. So we went to CVS. Oh my God, I almost said open carry. That is so bad. Open container is illegal. Open container drinking is legal in Vegas, not open carry. So we went to CVS and we got a pack of high noons and we just hit the casino. We went down and we just started doing our thing. I neither of us had gambled before, like never in our lives. So it was new to both of us. So we definitely didn't know what we were doing at first. Still don't really know what we were doing, but it got to a point where I could like press the button and the pretty lights would go off. So I knew I was doing something right. It was a blast. We had so much fun gambling, honestly. We got really wasted, gambled a lot. I think by the end of Saturday, we had both broken even, maybe, or like been just a little bit under. Like it wasn't anything too crazy. So we gambled literally all day Saturday and it was so much fun. Then we headed to In and Out for dinner. I had had it before, Thomas hadn't. Delicious. I mean, I still think Shake Shack is superior, but I digress. We got In and Out, went back to the hotel room, freshened up, and then we headed over to Planet Hollywood, which is where Kelly was performing. And oh my God, she is just the bee's knees. I can't get enough. I never realized how much I love Kelly Clarkson until honestly I started this podcast. I've seen her in concert multiple times. I've watched her show. Like I've always listened to her albums when they come out, but now listening back, like when I edit the podcast or when I listen to it on launch day, I'm like, I talk about Kelly Clarkson a lot, and like I need to just like lean into the fact that like I think I'm a Kelly Clarkson stan. Like she really is just like she's so good. She's just everything. So the show was fantastic. I am somebody who really, when I go to a show, I want thrills. I want Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry. I want a performance. I want stage production. I want lights. I want outfit changes. I want choreography. I want dancers. I want you to fly over me. I want you to like fly on a cloud like Ariana Grande or Katy Perry did on their tours. Like I want a production. But the way that Kelly Clarkson is just so charismatic and funny with her audience. It's very much like Adele, where Adele can just stand on stage and talk to the audience, and the two of them are hysterical. The two of them are so talented that I don't need the thrills with them. Not to say that any of those artists I just named need the thrills to be talented, but you know what I'm saying. Like, they're just not that kind of performer, and normally I'd be bored. Like, I can't do like an Ed Sheeran. I can't do like I can't do like an artist who just stands on stage typically and like doesn't do much, but Kelly, Adele, they're like two of my exceptions where I'm like I could just watch you stand on stage and like be content with you singing because you're just you got it. You either got it or you don't. What can I say? The show was fantastic. It was so good. She's just amazing. She has so many songs that like not that I forgot about, but like she pulled out like so many old bangers and I was like, "Oh my God, Miss Independent, Breakaway, Stronger." Like there's just the list goes on of how many fantastic songs Kelly Clarkson has, and I just we had the best time. It was so much fun. So she does end the residency in February, but if she goes on tour or anything, you ever have the chance to see Kelly, I would 100% recommend it. I also had this thought and this realization while I was there because I feel like in the past, Vegas residencies have kind of been a sign of like a downfall of an artist. They kind of were like, oh, they're done. They're going to go to Vegas, retire, do their thing. But in the last few years, it's really become like kind of like a pivotal thing in people's careers. I mean, Britney Spears, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Kelly Clarkson, Adele. I mean, there's been so many like major pop girls who have done Vegas residencies. Christina Aguilera just started another one. I think hers is only like a week, but still, like, it's just the idea of the Vegas residencies. Sorry if you can hear the sirens. I say it all the time, but Manhattan, baby, what can I do? I feel like Vegas residencies used to really be like, oh, they're done. Like, go to Vegas, you're done, retire, finished. And I really am, I enjoy this era and idea of like, no, it's like a staple in their career now. Like, it is a stamp on their passport in their career. Does not mean that they're over, does not mean that they're done. Like, it is just a chapter in a career, and you can continue to like slay and live and yes, and work and slay after your Vegas residency. And yeah, just like a weird little, I had like a moment halfway through the show. I was like, Kelly Clarkson is nowhere near the end of her career, nor was Lady Gaga, nor was Katy Perry, nor was Britney Spears. I mean, Britney is complicated, but you know what I'm saying. She wasn't at the end of her career, but you know, there was some twists and turns for her. It's a bad example, but you guys get what I'm saying. So I don't know. I had a wonderful time. It was so much fun. And after that, we went off the strip a little bit. We actually took an Uber off to Charlie's, which is a gay bar in Las Vegas. And I have seen it on Instagram. I saw it when I was like looking up things to do. And I was like, oh, it looks like fun. It kind of gave me like Flaming Saddles vibes if you've ever been to the one in Hell's Kitchen, or there was one in West Hollywood, but I believe it's closed now. Just like that cowboy western, fun gay bar vibe. To be like, let's check it out. So we went and it was so much fun. We had a blast. If you're ever in the area, I definitely recommend it. Don't be alarmed when you pull up to the random little strip mall that is in the middle of nowhere because I promise you'll be fine when you go in. Our Uber pulled up and I was like, where the hell did I just direct Thomas and I? Because it was legitimately, we like pulled off the strip, went down this long like highway road, which there were like lights and stuff. And then we like hit this corner and it was just pitch black, nothing there. And there was just like one little strip mall. And it was like in those movies where you see like the flickering light of just like over a door. I was like, oh, this is like we're going to die here. We didn't. Not to give away the ending, but we didn't die. We did survive. And yeah, it was so much fun. There was a few drag performers. They were fantastic. They were so good. Yeah, they had their go-go boys going. The music was good. The drinks were good. It was just like an overall really fun night. And then we ended at Charlie's and we had to do something that was so monumental in our relationship and so important that we did it. No, we did not get married. We went to Taco Bell Cantina. Thomas and I are we love our Taco Bell. We love our Taco Bell, especially after we're a little bit under the influence of, a gummy, this or that. And a gummy was had, and so was Taco Bell. So we hopped in an Uber, went to Taco Bell Cantina, and it was the most overstimulating place I have ever been in my life, and I loved every single second of it. It was also the most delicious Taco Bell I've ever had because I think it's just like they were making it fresh. You could tell it was like made to order. It was delicious. I know it's just Taco Bell, but we take this very seriously in this apartment to like for the two of us to have this and be like blown away by Taco Bell. It was worth it. If you're ever considering it while you're in Vegas, it's a must. I also got a cherry slushy margarita, which if you know me, I do not do frozen drinks, but I felt like I had to while I was in Vegas. So I'm like a big no frozen drink person. I've like sent drinks back at bars because they heard me wrong and gave me a frozen one. They hurt my teeth. I don't like how like cold and I don't know. It's just like not my thing. But when in Taco Bell, you have to do what you have to do. So we got a frozen cherry margarita and it was delish. And then we ventured our way back, and to our surprise, we thought we could cut through Planet Hollywood to get to the Paris hotel because it was actually freezing in Vegas. We were so cold. So we were trying to like cut through hotels to see how we could get down the strip without being outside. And for some reason, because we thought that you could get from Planet Hollywood to Paris, you couldn't. And essentially, the reason we thought that is because if you've ever been to Vegas and you've been in the Paris Hotel or Planet Hollywood Mall, the ceiling is painted like a blue sky. So it looks like you're outside when you're there. And we saw that we were at Kelly, so we just assumed it was linked to the Paris Hotel. So imagine the two of us high out of our minds walking around this little strip mall that looks like you're outside. It looks like broad daylight. And we got to the end and we were right back where we started. And it was a big mall. So that kind of sucked. But it is what it is. We did get back to our hotel. And what do sane people do when they get back to a hotel and they're under the influence? Go to bed. What do? We went and gambled more. We got back. We didn't even make it to our room. We went straight for the slot machines and we just kept gambling. And at that moment, I lost everything. I didn't take out too much to play because I know like if I did, I would just keep going and I wouldn't stop. So I'm not mad about my losing. Like it wasn't a lot of money at all. So, but I did lose it, and that kind of sucked. But it only sucked because I couldn't play. I didn't care about like the fact that like I was down $100. Like I was like, whatever, that's fine. But I wanted to keep playing. But I stopped myself. I was like, no, no, no. This is how addiction starts. You're not doing that. And then eventually, I don't even know what time, but we made it upstairs, went to bed, and we knocked out. Then the next morning, we woke up. Mind you, this wasn't even New Year's Eve yet. This was just December 30th. Um, next morning, we wake up, and now it's New Year's Eve, and we had no hot water again in our hotel room, which I need to email the hotel and be like, what the fuck? But we were like, all right, well, we can't not enjoy New Year's Eve. We can't not have fun. So we went to a restaurant in the link, which was called Hash House A Go Go, I believe. It was delicious. It was so good. They are like we didn't know that. We just like looked up breakfast restaurants. We wanted like a good breakfast spot, and it was like the top rated. And when we got there, every celebrity you can imagine had a picture on the wall. Martha Stewart, Neil Patrick Harris, Dr. Phil, like you name a celebrity and they've probably eaten there, and they had like rave reviews and it was so delicious. So definitely recommend. We honestly got so lucky with everywhere we ate this trip. Maybe just Vegas is good about food, but everywhere we ate was delicious. The Mexican restaurant we went to, I think it was like Tayo Tequila Bar or something. It's on the strip. It's directly across from Flamingo, on the like the side strip between Link and Flamingo, diagonal from It's Sugar or I Love Sugar or whatever in that little area. We went there, delicious. I mean, egg slut out of control. We had In-N-Out twice on the trip, and we went to Hash House A Go Go. Everything was delish. So we did breakfast. Then we decided to play with the little evil spirits, and we went and walked to the sphere, which was definitely a little difficult to get to. You have to like figure out like getting around the strip and the crosswalks and whatever, but we got there, and it that thing is so bizarre to me. I It's just like it's huge. I knew it was big, but I did not anticipate it being as big as it was in person. We like were walking closer and closer, and I was like, it just keeps getting bigger, which obviously that's literally science, like duh. But like it was, I was like, what the hell? So we ended up being able to cross into the parking lot where you can like go into it. We didn't go in for a show or anything, but yeah, they do like I think they do like planetarium type shows for the most part. It's like space or something. I don't know honestly, but definitely cool to just see, and it was fun to like see it change throughout the day. We could see it from our hotel room window, which was cool. We could like check it in the morning and see like we saw the face, we saw when it was the globe, like we saw a few different designs on it. So definitely cool to see. I don't know if it's like something you need to do, but we had no hot water in our room and we had nothing else to do. Well, because we couldn't get ready, so we were like, fuck it, let's go see the sphere. So we went to see it, and that was a lot of fun. It was cool. Um, then our room was finally good. We could shower. So we hopped in the shower, got ready, and we gambled some more. I did take out a little more money, only $50, so it wasn't crazy. I was very strict with myself. I was like, I am not breaking the bank to play a little light up machine. So I'm proud of myself on that. But so we went back, we played some more. I lost everything. Thomas left with a little bit. I don't know if he broke even exactly, but I think he was like just under. So again, we didn't go crazy. Like the we were going to cash in our winnings, and oh, by the way, we were wasted at this point. We went to the bar to get happy hour margaritas because we went the night before. I totally forgot. We got margaritas the night before, and they were like normal 16-ounce margaritas, delicious. It was in our hotel. They were 2 for 1. So we are like, cool. We go back on Sunday, New Year's Eve. They were the size of not even just my head. They were like the size of my head to like my nipple. They were huge. Like if you go to like New Orleans and you see like those giant drinks that they get, that's what they handed us. 2 for 1, mind you. It was insane. So we drank that and we were both off our ass. So we go back, we're gambling, doing our thing. Again, I lost, but whatever. It was I just had a blast. It was like I get why people love to gamble because it is just fun. Like you literally don't know what's gonna happen and you're just like, fuck it, let's have fun. Loved it. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we gambled and then we gambled, then we went back up to the room and chilled for a little bit because we had tickets to a drag bar that night that had like an open bar situation. So we went upstairs for like an hour or so and we just kind of relaxed and chugged a liquid IV, had some water, and then we headed to Queens, Las Vegas, it's called, which is again a little bit off the strip. It's on the strip, but it's like not on the main strip. So you have to go a little far for it. It's actually right next door to the Little White Chapel, which is like the famous chapel that everybody gets married at. Courtney and Travis, uh, Chris Appleton and Lucas, I can't think of his last name, they got married there. Just like the wedding chapel that everybody goes to. So I was like a little bit starstruck seeing it. I was like, wait, this is like an iconic place. And it was legitimately right next to where we were. So that was cool just to see that. Um, so we went in there and it was fun. We had a really good time. It was definitely like low key vibes at first. We got there at 8 when the open bar started. So yeah, we go there and it was like in the night. It was like a restaurant, like bar kind of thing. And it was fun. We were like hanging out. They were passing around food, which is included in the open bar. So we did that. And then 11 o'clock hit and they're like, all right, guys, the nightclub is open, which we didn't even know was a thing that was happening. And they direct us down this hallway that had like these really cool lights in it. And we walk in to a full nightclub. Lasers, smoke, go-go boys, drag queens, disco ball. It was crazy. No idea it was even back there. Like you wouldn't have known it was there unless like you had been there. And oh my God, it was so much fun. They like opened the doors, we went in, and again, the music was so good. It was just like everybody was dancing, such a good time. And we had such a blast. Like everything we'd want in a gay New Year's. It was perfect, so much fun. So we hung out there for a bit, probably till like 12:30-ish, and then I was like, I gotta go. I was like, I am so far gone that like I need to just like not be in a nightclub. I was like, I can keep going somewhere else, but I cannot be in a nightclub. So we dipped, got we got on the bus because we thought it was going the right way and it was not, and it took us so far out of the way, but the bus driver was like, oh no, stay on the bus, like you'll get back, don't worry. It just wasn't happening, and we were just, it was no, 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 like it was a lot. So we were on the bus for like 30 minutes to try and get back because the buses were free. So we were like, fuck it, let's save some money and get on the bus. Never get on the bus. Just call the Uber. Pay the Uber, you'll be fine. We ended up taking it like 6 stops before we were like, all right, we got to get off. Called an Uber, we were able to get it. He brought us back, we were good to go. We thought the night was over, but nope, we were dragged right back to the casino and we gambled a little bit more. I did not play. Like I said, I didn't have any money, so I did stay true to my word, but I did get me some Auntie Anne pretzels and I sat my pretty ass down next to Thomas's machine, ate my pretzels, and he kept gambling, and that was our New Year's Eve. It was fabulous. We went to bed probably like 2:30, I want to say 2:30, like 2:30. We stumbled up. I looked at him. I was like, babe, I'm so sorry. I was like, you can stay. I need to go to bed. He was like, no, 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 I need to stop. And we both agreed. We went up, went to bed, and knocked out. I like fell asleep in my clothes. I had my glasses on. Like I was, the one thing about me is, I'm like toasted when I fall asleep with either my shoes, my jeans, my glasses, like any combination of the three. If I can't even take my glasses off, like that's a telltale sign. There was multiple nights where Thomas has literally we've gotten home to our apartment and I've fallen asleep on the couch, full clothes, Doc Martens, jeans, like my going out shirt, my glasses, and just passed out. I did change, but I did fall asleep with my glasses on. So again, telltale sign that I am rickety wrecked. And that's just like a sign of a good New Year's, I think. So that was New Year's, and we flew home on Monday, which was, normal flight. We got home like 9, no, like 10:30, and now we are here. So that was Vegas. It was fabulous. I absolutely loved it, and I'm like, I want to go back. I had so much fun. Tying in New Year's and kind of moving into our pop culture topics for the episode. New Year's Eve, obviously, Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper host. They do it every year, and thank God they let them drink again this year. They didn't let them drink in 2022 because I got a little crazy 2021, which like honestly, like duh, it was right after the pandemic. Like I didn't blame them, but they let them drink again this year, and it's just fun to watch them because it's what I feel like me and like my friends are like just dumb and silly and like laughing at everything. Like they are literally just like girls being girls on to just happen to be on CNN, like broadcasting to millions of people counting down to New Year's. But I feel like Andy and Anderson have that like fun repertoire with each other where they can like bounce off of each other so well and just they're just so fun. So we watched, like I said, when we went back to the hotel room, we watched a little bit of that. I think it was so funny the way that Anderson Cooper could not stop laughing at John Mayer being in the cat cafe. Like he literally had to excuse himself off the camera for a second because he was laughing so hard. That was hysterical. I loved seeing Bowen and Matt come on with them and just like chat. Also, Andy being like, "Oh, pass around party bottom" on CNN. Wh- Who's like what? Maybe it is better that they don't drink. No, I'm just kidding. But like they are just unhinged. I loved it. It was so fun. So they were fun. I didn't watch these live, but I did catch them the next day. I mean, my girl Renee Rapp absolutely slayed. She looked stunning. She brought out Coco Jones. She did two songs. She did Talk Too Much, and then Tummy Hurt and Coco Jones came out for her verse. They both looked gorgeous. So good. Megan the Stallion. I mean, there's something about me is I'm gay as they come. There's not much that like really I'm like, oh my God, about like like I think women are beautiful, whatever, but like I'm never like to a point where I'm like, maybe I would turn Megan the Stallion. It's like I think that's somebody who would turn me. Every time I see her, I'm like, I get it. Like I understand why straight men and lesbians like women. Because like have you seen Megan the Stallion? Out of control. She looked gorgeous. Everyone's saying she looks like a WWE wrestler. And like, I don't know if they're trying to like make fun of her or not. I think she looked fucking fantastic. I love her. She looked great. She did great. But the real star of the night, Miss Sabrina Carpenter. I mean, she goes for it no matter where she is. First and foremost, life-size Polly Pocket doll. Like she's just all of her outfits, everything is just always right. She just always looks right, always looks perfect. Her outfits are always 10 out of 10. Her hair is always sitting perfect. Her makeup, like she is so I could look at her all day. She is absolutely gorgeous. And her outro, doing that outro on television, she said, Clark is everybody's favorite dick type. Make a toast to everyone you dislike. Balls are dropping everywhere at midnight. I just love that she does not give a fuck where she is. She is going to make a sexual innuendo and she's going to run with it. And she just kills it. I love her. This was such a good year for Sabrina Carpenter. And I know that 2024 is going to be an even better year for her. I just feel like she is on like riding this high and she's not going to stop. Like she is fully going for it. And I'm here for it. I will be seated for whatever Sabrina Carpenter is serving us. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. So that was New Year's as a whole. And like I said, I did not think there was going to be as much to talk about this week just because of like the time of year, but I still have a whole half a page on this Google Doc. So let's keep the ball rolling. Ariana Grande. This fucking bitch. No, we're getting closer to it, so I can't be mad. So she posted last week. Well, she mailed people cards, and it was like this blurred photo of her on the front, and the back said "See you next year" in like red lipstick. And at first I was like, is this something with R.E.M. Beauty? Because like I'll be pissed if this is like what she's like. She's has clearly has an album ready, and this is what she's doing. But we've pieced it together, and it is for an album. She then on New Year's Eve posted a series of Instagram stories, and one of the captions said, "One of the most transformative, most challenging, and yet happiest and most special years of my life. There were so many beautiful yet polarized feelings. I've never felt more at mercy of and in the acceptance of what life was screaming to teach me. I have never felt more pride or joy or love while simultaneously feeling so deeply misunderstood by people who don't know me, who piece together whispers and make what they want out of their assumptions of my life." So clearly she's like giving us a peek at like what went on this year. Obviously, there was all the drama on the Wicked set with Ethan and her divorce and his baby and whatever. And I'm not here to talk about it anymore. We've talked about it enough. Like we've made our jokes, let her do her thing, whatever. But I think this might be kind of like a tidbit into the fact that like I think we're gonna get more info about this on the album. I think she's gonna give us a little more like insight. Maybe there's a piece of the puzzle that we don't know. Like maybe that hit Ethan and his wife were on the outs anyway. Like they were just maybe staying in it for the kid. Again, this is all just my assumptions, but I do kind of feel like maybe everybody was a little too mean to Ariana. Maybe like me, yeah, maybe there was a little crossover with, spouses, and I'm not saying cheating is right. I'm not, you know, if a home was wrecked, a home was wrecked. I can't change that. But I will be seated for whatever this fucking ponytail bitch has ready for us next year. So say what you want, or this year, not next year. Oh my God, it's 2024. Say what you want, think what you want about Ariana. If you don't like it anymore, if you're not into it, because she maybe cheated with Mr. SquarePants, sorry, not the podcast for you. But moving on, as far as Ariana, again, this is her seventh album. It's going to be AG7. Don't know a name, nothing like that. But she's leaning into this seven thing heavy. She cleared the at Sweetener Instagram. She also refollowed it. So if you don't know, if you're not an Ariana fan or you forgot what it was, she had this account that she used it was for Sweetener, Thank You Next, and Positions, and like all the projects in between. So the like the Netflix special that came out, anything she did, Stuck With You, is that the name of the song? The Justin Bieber song. Like anything that happened between those three albums, she would promote in like a 9-piece grid on Instagram. And it was just like a consistent scroll. It was actually so pleasing to look at. It was just like a consistent scroll, and every nine was a new photo, and they would all blend into each other. Whoever set that up and designed it, like, deserves some type of like award in graphic design, because the way that it was so seamless every time, that's not easy to do. Not an easy thing to keep like an Instagram feed completely lined up. And they did it so flawlessly, but that's not the point what I'm saying. She unfollowed it a while ago after like the eras were ending, and she refollowed it this week, cleared the entire feed, which kind of hurts because I know that there was so much work that went into that feed. Completely cleared it. And then that was at 7 a.m. And then that night at 7 p.m., her like official fan club Instagram or Twitter, excuse me, I forget which account it was, changed their link in bio to a pre-save link for AG7 or for updates for it. And then she posted it this morning or last night at 7 p.m. So she's doing this thing with like seven. So it's either 7 a.m., 7 p.m. I don't know if she's been doing it in different time zones. I haven't actually looked into that or thought about it, but I've just been seeing it's been like at a 7 a.m. and a 7 p.m. She's been announcing things, which then leads into people going in the code of her website, which is so crazy to like imagine a Victorian child hearing this. Like we are going into the code of a website to find out when somebody's releasing a song. whatever. I love it. So they found in the code that there was the date January 5th, but now people are thinking that she's going to announce it January 7th, and now January 12th is coming into play. So there's like a lot of numbers going on. My theory is she's going to announce it this Sunday, the single or whatever it is, this Sunday, January 7th, for a release on January 12th, because she released I'm sorry, she dropped the prices on so many REM beauty projects to $12 today. It turns out she mailed out 12 of those little postcards to the fans. There was only 12 of them. So now 12 is coming into play. So I think the mix of like announcing it on Sunday the 7th, releasing it on the 12th, which is Friday, that's the vision I'm getting. So I'm thinking, I'm not, again, this is not me saying it's happening, but if I was to guess, I'm thinking by next Friday we will have new Ariana Grande music, which is just like, oh my God, how exciting. But yeah, so stay tuned. Well, obviously I'll be updating you guys as we go on Instagram here. We'll talk about it. And when it comes out, it'll be part of a Drew releases. So yeah, that is very exciting. And I don't know. I love Ariana. I can't wait to see what's next for this era. I think she has so many eyes on her right now after everything that went on last year, just in general, with Wicked, with this, with every, like, it's gonna be a big year for her. And she just like broke a Spotify record also without releasing anything in years. Like, the people are hungry for it, the people are ready for it. And I'm also now realizing how hard it's gonna be to get tickets to her tour, which fucking sucks as somebody who literally went to her headlining tour, her first headlining show ever, excuse me, and like has seen her every tour she's been on. I'm gonna have to fight a lot of people for those tickets again, but it's fine. We'll be there. I'll end up there. I always do. And on the topic of people teasing new music, Miss Dua Lipa, you guys know my bitch. I absolutely adore her. Last week, she started sending out some PR to fans. My friend Carolyn, hi Carolyn, I know you usually listen. She received one, and she was actually the first person I saw with one. And then I went on Twitter and started seeing it. So it was just these little like fan packs, nothing too crazy, but it was cool. It was a printed lithograph, and it had like her a little message from her on it. I don't know if it was signed or not. It didn't I think I'm assuming it was printed because it looked exactly the same on everyone. But it was that, just saying thank you for signing up for my mailing list. And then it came with some stickers that said Houdini. I think one said Dua Lipa. But then what really was like, whoa, something's happening. Every single one came with a patch, you could put on like a jean jacket or something. And some of them said DL3, which Dua Lipa third album. Some of them said passion. Some of them said optimism, and one of them said love. So they had a few different words on it. Not sure exactly what that's tying into. Maybe I'm missing something from Houdini, but I don't think I am. I'm assuming it's alluding to something for the album. So just, exciting to see that there's some movement with the era, because I feel like Houdini came out, she released a remix. She did just drop the 7-inch singles, which I'm still like, do I need the 7-inch vinyl of it? I probably don't, but I'll probably end up buying it anyway, because now I'm going through a new vinyl phase collection where I am buying 7-inch vinyls that I know I'm never going to listen to. I digress. We also found out some fun tidbits about the lead single, not supposed to be Houdini. It was actually supposed to be another song that people and insiders are saying is actually like a bigger, crazier, more poppy, like fun song than Houdini, which I love Houdini. I don't know if like the general public does, but I'm obsessed with it. And allegedly there was supposed to be a different lead single, and there was a whole music video shot, all production, whole thing set, and she scrapped it because the music video featured visuals of like people with like explosions and guns, and I guess, or things like that. And it was right after everything that happened with Israel and Palestine. So she felt that it was like not tasteful, which I actually really appreciate the fact that she did hold back on it, even though it was literally her lead single and it was apparently like a huge high budget music video. So wondering if we'll ever actually see it. I think maybe down the road it'll be all right to release it, but I think it's really admirable that she held off on it and waited because of what was going on, with the war and everything happening. So just interesting tidbit to learn. I hope we do get to see that video when the timing is right. But it just makes me so excited. This year is going to be huge for music. I feel it. I mean, I talk about it so regularly. We have Dua Lipa, Ariana, SZA. I mean, there's just so many albums coming out, and another person who is teasing some things, Lil Nas X. This is just a small tidbit, but he posted today actually, 2 or 3 images on Instagram, and the caption said, "I know it's been 2 years, but y'all ready for a show?" I love Lil Nas X. I've seen him in concert twice. Yeah, two times. He puts on such a fantastic show. My God, I went to his tour and I saw him at Jingle Ball, what am I saying? Gov Ball. And I was fully expecting to just see his tour again at Gov Ball because it wasn't that far away from each other when I saw the tour versus that. He did a whole new set, whole new like design, choreography. It was a whole different show than his tour, which I just think when an artist does more at a festival than just their typical set, I give them props. I think it's so cool to like see that they care enough about festivals. Like if you don't really know about like concert music scenes, I feel like festivals are usually just like they they'll book someone big, they go out, they always do a good show, but it's usually something similar to a tour if they did a tour in the past year or so. Example, Ariana's Coachella performance was literally the Sweetener tour just on the Coachella stage, which I guess, sure, if you don't want to reinvent anything, but like, I think it's really admirable when an artist will take a completely different creative spin at a festival, even if it's not on their tour route, and just like go with it. So he is fantastic. I'm so excited for a new era from him. I loved Montero, the album. It was so, so good. So just like another exciting thing to look forward to this year. This year is shaping out to just be so fabulous for gay people who love pop music, like me. And my last little pop culture story of the week, Gypsy Rose. Told you I was going to talk about her probably every week, and I have no plans on stopping. Gypsy Rose, she is free. She is released. She has been active on social media, and I can't talk about this without mentioning her following on Instagram. I've followed her account since it got released in like October. And the day she got released, Thomas was like, wait, what's her Instagram? So I sent it to him and she had 70,000 followers. I was like, oh my God, wow, cool. By the next day, she had 2 million followers. That is insane growth. Mind you, that was Thursday. Now by today, we are less than a week from her release. 5.8 million followers. She is growing so rapidly fast on Instagram. I actually didn't check her TikTok numbers, but I'm sure they're up there too. But her first Instagram picture she posted, like out being free, got like 5 million likes, and she only had like 2 million followers. It's insane. The people are eating it up. We're here to support Miss Gypsy Rose. Okay? She celebrated coming home with her family. They had a cute little party for her, her husband, her sisters, everyone was there. They did like confetti, they had a welcome home sign, super cute. And then something that I was actually really confused about, and there's not any more information on it. I looked up and down. Her parole officer ordered her to leave the state of Missouri this weekend. So she wasn't able to go to the Chiefs game where she was trying to meet Miss Taylor. So that sucked. She literally had tickets for the game and everything. And for some reason, her parole officer told her she had to leave the state. So I don't know that she left or that she just like didn't go to the game. I didn't honestly didn't look into it that much because I was like, that's just weird. So she didn't get to go to the game. She didn't get to see Taylor. She didn't get to see Travis, rocking the stage at Arrowhead. But I'm sure, I'm manifesting. I think my biggest prediction for Gypsy Rose this year is that she's gonna get the 22 hat at the Eras Tour one night. I swear to God, whether I am there, I'm not planning to go to another Eras Tour date, but who knows? Life happens. Maybe I'll end up at one. But if I'm watching it on a grainy live stream, or if I see it the next day on TikTok that Gypsy Rose got the 22 hat, I will be doing an emergency podcast episode. Even if it's a 5-minute episode of me just getting on, I will need my live reaction on camera because that's going to be a turning point in my life. And I think that is the perfect way to end the show and segue into our yes and mess of the week. So if you're new here, every week I end the show with my yes and my mess of the week. Yes being something I'm loving, mess being something I'm not loving so much. And my yes is something. This is niche. This is something I don't know that everyone's gonna be like understand it. I don't know if everyone's gonna see it, but this hit my For You page literally this morning and I instantly switched my yes. I was like, I'm obsessed with this. There is a Phineas and Ferb musical that has been put on by two girls. It was their senior project. Their names are Mia and Val. They, it's so crazy to be saying this. So I read through the program. This is how deep in I got. They apparently bonded their sophomore year about Phineas and Ferb, the song Little Brother. I guess they bonded over it because they're both big sisters. And now it is their senior year and they have put together, written, produced, choreographed, directed an entire Phineas and Ferb musical. Now, as somebody who was not only a theater kid in high school and middle school, actually, I was a theater kid all throughout my life. What am I talking about? I was literally my first show I was ever in was in fourth grade, and I did shows all throughout high school. So here's me trying to be like, I was only a theater kid. No, I was fucking far up the theater kid ass. So, as a long-term theater kid, as a Disney Channel kid, this was everything to me. They did all of the like Phineas and Ferb songs. I the when I scrolled upon this on my For You page, I was like, "Oh, this is cute. This is funny." But then I like looked at the comments and I noticed that they were posting the whole show and it's full the whole thing's on YouTube and I think I need to like get really really high and watch it one of these days because I was at work when I saw it, but it is just it's incredible. It's so funny. The girl who plays Candace sounds just like Ashley Tisdale. The costuming was hysterical. I mean, it's obviously it's not like a crazy Broadway production, but just like the the way that they danced just like the cartoon characters. It was so funny. It was so funny. I love lighthearted, I say stupid in a loving way, just like stupid, funny content that just like speaks to a niche and they are going viral. They have like millions of views on these videos. Like, and mind you, you go to the account and she's like a Harry Styles fan account, but she just directed the Phineas and Ferb musical. I was like, girl, you better. So yeah, that's my yes. If you haven't seen it, definitely just look it up. It's like Phineas and Ferb the musical on TikTok. It is hysterical. I loved it. And my mess of the week. Straight women at gay bars need to be stopped. They need to be put under control and like put in their damn place. So Saturday night we went, like I said, to Charlie's in Vegas. And there was this straight woman there, and I know that she's straight because she was there with her fiance, who she would not tell anybody how long they were together. She was like all over him, and we all kind of pieced together that it was kind of like a little Vegas rendezvous, and they probably met 4 days ago, and now they're married, or engaged at least. She was so fucking annoying. She was touching the drag queens. She was flashing her ring. They had like a little twerking contest. She went up and she was like all over the floor blowing kisses to her husband. And just like there's got to be a line where straight people come into gay queer spaces and just like they need to be put in their place. They need to absolutely just like know what's up. They need to chill the fuck out. When I saw her, the drag queen like came over to like was getting tips, if you collect your money. She like put her hands up to the girl's breastplate and like outlined her body and I was just like, do not touch the drag queens. Don't touch anybody. Like it's like an ongoing issue where people just like think they can touch drag queens because I don't know, people are just fucked up and twisted. But she was like fully like caressing this drag queen. Stop touching the drag queen. Know how to act. Go back to your stupid little straight sport bar. Don't come to a gay space and try and act like you're the main, feature and you're the reason everyone's here because we're not. I could care less about you and your cheap little ring that you probably got from a Walmart with the man that you met 4 days ago. Like, get it together. Get it together, Mary. Because it was not it. And it did not ruin my night. I will say, like, I'm talking about it now and I'm getting heated, but it didn't ruin my night because I was like, I'm in Vegas, I'm gonna have fun. And if you put a drag queen in front of me, like I'm gonna live my best life. But the way that she was just like making it all about her, I was like, girl, there are three drag performers here and three half-naked men dancing around. Do you think any of these queer faggots in here are looking at you and your stupid little ring? No, we weren't. So that's my mess. You guys just. And if you are a straight person who goes to a queer space and you respect everything, thank you. I appreciate you. Keep it up. Put these bitches in place because if a gay man does it, it's gonna get ugly. So if you guys can just like talk to your sisters, your straight sisters from a woman to a woman, like just like get them in check because like stop touching drag queens, stop coming to queer spaces and making it about you. We have queer spaces so we can be queer and be us. Either come and be respectful or just fucking go to your local like Applebee's and have like $1 margarita there because that's where your people are. And that's the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful year so far. If you're not already, follow us on social media. We are on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We are just at 2pop to handle. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell so you know when I'm, uploading every week. If you're listening to us at a podcast, so the Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you give us a 5-star review, leave us a little rating, tell us what you're thinking, hit that subscribe button as well so you're always notified when we have a new episode. And you guys know the drill. Do your homework. Send this episode to one person. If everyone who's listening sends it to one person, I'll double in listeners. It's simple math. We don't do complicated math here. It's simple. 1 + 1 is 2. Double my listeners. Bye.